Okay, so we want to talk about having our baby in China. So we're gonna work from a list because we've done this a few times.
The first time it was deleted
The
by
second
Freya.
time it just wasn't right. So
She wiped our entire SD card.
all right. So first thing is she was conceived in July 2017 while we were in America, and then we delivered April 2018 in China, and most of that pregnancy was in China.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing was the doctors that we visited. So the first doctor we visited in China was at our international clinic. He was an American doctor working in Wuhan.
He was?
Yeah.
That was a woman.
I thought it was a man. It was a woman and a man. The first time it was a woman. The second time it was a man. So because
I remember him.
yeah, it was a man. I remember because I was feeling kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, but they were both nice. It's an international clinic.
Oh,
so
that's right.
it's
The main
different
person who
than
owned it, she left.
the Chinese hospitals, and they cater to in English speakers. I'm guessing international, but they speak really good English. Freya's back there.
I know.
There's
There's no time to do it, so we squeeze in when
we're
we
getting
can.
it in there.
In the car, which is in the car seat.
So then I think the first few months were there, and then we ended up going to maternity hospital, Baija, I think maternity hospital.
That sounds right.
And it was near to us. How far away was it from our apartment?
Half a mile.
Okay. And we did everything else. So all of the prenatal visits, all the different checks, the glucose, the I don't know, all the pregnancy tests that you usually
walking
have.
through the process, after we got to the maternity hospital, which they kind of suggested doing it that way, and then when they did that, I went to a map and just looked up different ones and found the closest one to us, and then we went and visited it, and we were met by Alice. I think it's okay to say her name. Alice.
Yeah, and
It's her English name.
Dealt with us the whole time.
Yeah, and
she
so
spoke really good English.
She is kind of a salesperson. When we dealt with her, you mostly didn't get that vibe because she was mostly talking directly to me and setting up the financial aspects of it. Which, by the way, even though it was kind of a sales pitch and all this other stuff, like they had packages and different levels, the VIP package and all that set up for you, even though it's very consumeristic in the delivery process, it still was very nice and actually very affordable, despite the amenities being far exceeding what we would have had in America.
So that being said, how much did it cost?
Give or take $3,000 to $4,000 out of pocket expense, which that's including what the insurance would pay for. And
so the insurance paid $3,000.
The insurance paid $3,000 to $4,000. We didn't pay any of it, but even so, it was a total of like $3,000. It wasn't just like the insurance pays $60,000 and you need to pay $5,000 or you need to pay $10,000 or something. My sister, she has to pay $30,000 for what her delivery was, and the package include a 2-room stay at their hospital, which included 1 room that had its own toilet and hospital-like bed, and then another room which had plush chairs and velvety cushions that looked like they were from a Victorian era with purple little like material. And
yeah, they're going for the hotel vibe. It's
yeah,
the whole package. Like you think like, oh, you want your labor experience to be like, just very luxurious, that kind of thing. And so that's what they're going for.
So they covered the hotel-esque hospital stay for 7 nights.
Food.
It covered food, yes, and the food was good. They actually catered to us and made it more Western style. Coming in with these plates every day. It covered a doula, and she was phenomenal.
And she was with us 22 hours.
Did she
7
have
days out of the week.
22? I thought it was 24.
She had like a lunch break.
Oh.
So she would go for lunch.
She
I'd
was
say like
awesome.
22 hours for 7
Yeah.
days.
And she was there for an entire week. We had her, and she, just to lay out the foundation, we may as well talk about her.
Mhm.
She did everything. When I woke up in the middle of the night, hearing Freya cry, 2 seconds as I'm getting up, she's sleeping in the other room. I'm sleeping in the hospital room beside you. Freya's in the hospital room beside you in like a hospital thingy. I don't know what you call it, carriage, hospital carriage.
Bassinet.
A bassinet, but it wasn't really. It was like one of those you could push around. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways, she was sleeping in there, and she would come in before I even get up out of the bed, and she's boom on it, exactly doing whatever you need to do. Like she'll throw her to you to give her milk or change her diaper or just rock her or something.
She taught us how to
us.
bathe Freya, how to change her diaper, just like different things that were very helpful.
We're new parents, and when I saw her change a diaper, which was like done in 3 seconds flat, boom, 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 I was like, I gotta learn how to do that. That's awesome. So I
really
learned
sweet.
that.
We liked her. Oh yeah, also the cost included in that was the C-section that I had.
The surgery.
And like the delivery, all of that. I had a balloon catheter where they tried to induce me. That was included.
Included a lot of multiple visits, right?
The prenatal visits.
The prenatal visits, it covered 9 of them,
and all
I
the
think?
tests that you have to get, you know. And then
How many prenatal
the
visits?
ultrasounds, we did like a 3D ultrasound.
Oh yeah, we did a really fancy ultrasound. That was cool.
I don't remember how many prenatal visits, but it was the normal amount. You go, it was almost, was it every month or every few weeks? And they're just checking the stages of pregnancy. So the next thing was, so the birth. So in April, which was around the due date, I had been having this ongoing issue of not having enough fluid. And they were kind of worried if I didn't have enough amniotic fluid, if I delivered vaginally, if the contractions would hurt Freya, because she was already small for her compared to other babies.
She came out at a
2
little
point
under
something kilograms, was it?
a little under 6 pounds.
Yeah. So they were kind of going back and forth trying to figure it out.
What about the water birth?
Water birth.
Yeah.
If water birth is for the natural birth.
Yes.
If she has the condition to have the natural birth, we will use the water birth for her. No problem.
They tried to induce me with a balloon catheter, but it didn't work. It was also very excruciating, and it still didn't work. So that was sucked.
Screamed. I wasn't allowed to go in the room.
I could hear him out there trying to get in to me. He was like, I could hear him trying to get to me, and they wouldn't let him in.
All I heard was echoes of, just terrifying, guttural screams.
What do you want to know?
Juicy details on your catheter experience.
It hurt and it still hurts. It felt like, well, the speculum they were using was not the right size or something, so it was hurting, and so that was intense. I think maybe if that part wasn't so intense. Anyway, so they were trying to find a different size or whatever, and then they put something in and that hurt, and I immediately felt like pain and like period, kind of like period cramps, like where you feel like in the front and your tummy and your back. And then they were doing whatever they were doing. I don't know, they were asking me questions and I was just like, nah. And Chris said he heard me scream a few times or like moan, and then it was over. and they were smiling the whole time. So that was even
They're
more
smiling?
creepy and annoying. Because they were like, and it was just like I was in hell. And then it was over. So it's in now, and it feels like period type pain, and I feel like I gotta poop. But I guess I don't have to poop. Maybe it's a contraction, I don't know. They decided I needed to have a C-section. We're gonna have to have the C-section.
Fluids are too low. They drop even lower. That's difficult for a delivery because they said it acts like butter, the fluid, and helps push it out. Her cervix isn't soft enough, so that means if she does have natural delivery, it's going to be a long time. And the fluids are dropping, which makes it even more dangerous for the baby and harder to push out. It can cause problems with each contraction. It can kind of squeeze the placenta too much and the cord, and wouldn't get enough blood flow, causing hypoxia.
And it's already low performance.
And it's already, the cervix, or the placenta is what they call level 3, hyper mature, as in it's not providing enough nutrients because it's at the end, so to speak. It's near the end of the pregnancy, so it's ready to go out.
From what I've read, they do a lot of C-sections in China, so hopefully they're
Well, that's weird because
quick
they
with
said
them. But then
a lot
they
of the
said
Chinese
they want to
people-
have natural births. I don't know. Maybe the trend has changed. Maybe before they were pushing for C-sections, but now.
Maybe within Biogen Maternity Hospital, it's
Hopefully everything goes smoothly with that. I just don't want to take forever to heal up. Because I have work to do.
I can't be in the delivery room for a C-section. I can't cut the cord either. So I could just wait outside. That sucks.
We were just more kind of dazed because we're like, it's happening. Like the baby's
Yeah.
gonna be here. And it was happening the day before my mom was gonna get there. So she
Oh yeah.
was supposed to be there and help and everything, but she wasn't gonna get there until the next day. I went into the delivery room alone because Chris couldn't come since it was a C-section. He would have been able to come
Yeah.
if it was
The package
vaginal
included
delivery,
a
but since it was
umbilical cord step, and they don't allow it due to germs and things like that.
Yeah, so I went in there. They meted me up. They gave me the anesthesia and numbed me. Alice, we talked about her, my handler, she was in there with me because I was really scared because this was my first major surgery ever. I was all alone, and she was just there with me, kind of like holding me and making sure I was okay. And then I heard Freya cry and she was out. And then
You heard her?
yeah, I saw her, but then I passed out. I think after that I was done. Like I guess they upped the medicine so that they could sew me up or something. I don't know, and I passed out. And so then I just woke up in the hospital room. So then what was your perspective?
So I had my surgical mask on like this and a little blue outfit when I went back there with you initially. I got this on so my bald head won't spill any hair. And a mask. Now I'm ready for operation, baby. I'm nervous for her. So, gonna stop recording and pray for a little bit. And yeah, hopefully everything will be okay. And then they said, this is as far as you go. We're taking you away. And so I knew it was happening. I knew it was going to be a big thing. And I think I had a tablet with me and a phone with me. I used the hospital's Wi-Fi to call both of our families. They put me in a waiting room, and I was the only one there. and it was very cold. It felt very like 1960s hospital. Tile floors, kind of a blue hue in the atmosphere, and these chairs that looked like they were out of a 1960s sitcom. I felt like I should have a pipe and some friend coming over there lighting it up so I can pace back and forth while smoking the pipe. It just felt very dated in the waiting room. But anyways, I had that going on, sitting in the waiting room, pacing back and forth, at least in my mind, and having my parents on one tech thing, one device, and your parents and family on another, and these video calls, and then the next thing I know, poof, 2 nurses come out with the carriage thingy bassinet, and I'm like, okay, let's look at it. Hey, put that stuff down, go get all the baby stuff. I was like, what? And it was kind of a shocking moment. Like, I gotta go. I gotta do stuff. Sorry, bye. And I tried to juggle them while gathering the supplies that supposedly we were supposed to have. They have a little store down there with all the baby requirements and all that kind of stuff. And so, I rushed down there and got like this necessary requirements and asked about you, diapers, all that stuff.
Pads for me.
And
like
rushed
special
over.
Underwear, I think, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Just
I get underwear for
the
you.
surgery,
They
stuff
told
like
me like a
that.
list of things I need to get, and so I went and got all that stuff. Went up there, and I don't remember
When did you
everything
see
that happened.
me after that?
I
Then
saw
me
you in
then?
the room. They had pushed you in the room.
That first night when I had the catheter and they were trying to induce me, we were in one room. It wasn't in our labor, like after delivery room, like the fancy room.
Oh yeah.
And then we moved to
Wasn't
that
that
other
room
room. So that's
fancy
what I'm
too?
trying. I don't remember when we moved to the fancy room.
Both rooms were fancy, I think.
Yeah, but the second room was fancier. Yeah. And then I woke up. I still can't feel my legs. So basically, they took me in the operating room. They gave me the epidural, which was not bad. And then they waited for that to take effect. It worked really well on my feet and my lower legs, but I could still feel stuff kind of at the top. So I could feel like pressure and different things. I felt more than I thought I would feel. And then the baby was out. It was quick. They pulled some stuff. The baby was out. And then I went to see her. Then they brought her and they showed me her vagina.
Yeah, they did that to me too. They said, "Here."
Boy or girl? I was like, boy, I don't know, like.
And they made me sign something
And then
saying, "Yes, I agree as a girl."
Then that was it. And then they were sewing me up and doing things. And then they showed me her again, and then they took her to you. And they sewed up stuff, and I was just asking her questions. When can I exercise again? She said, 42 days. 7 weeks, that's a long time. I guess in China it's 7 weeks. I asked her if it would be okay for me to walk up the stairs to the apartment. She said, it's fine, you just have to do it slow. And yeah, it feels weird, I don't know. Freya's here. I really want to hold her, but I can't because I can't get up for 6
You tried.
hours.
They held her to your teat, your nipple, and worked her into sucking it, but no milk came out.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be
No
bare.
colostrum. You thought she was what?
We were both going to be bare and
Bare.
just lay on my chest.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I imagined it. So I'm just waiting to have my moment with her. I just want to hold her and put my face in her face. I did have a moment And there where I started feeling nauseous. They had to give me oxygen. It was like, I was on my back and I was like, oh no, I can't do this. I was like, I'm on my back, I'm like, I can't. They gave me oxygen, it worked, so. I'm in a little bit of pain, I can feel it. Did you put the placenta in the freezer? I think that's where it's supposed to go, but I can't remember. Alice said there used to be a place that would make them into pills, but they don't do it anymore, so. She said she told you to cook it up or something. I know you can dehydrate it in the oven and then grind it up and then put it in things. Sprinkle it in different things. Make it into a powder. It's supposed to help with depression after the baby and stuff like that.
Love you.
Love you too. I'm gonna take it out.
The two ladies are passed out. I want to sleep, but I want to stay awake too.
It's kind of hazy. My mom wasn't there yet because I think Chris couldn't go get her. He sent a car for her or something. He sent like a car for her.
Oh, yeah.
And then something happened. There was something happening, but she eventually made it the next day. And we were all there. You met our doula. And then Alice, our handler, was gone. We didn't see her again.
Just like a salesperson. She's like, okay, my job is done.
She was gone. Where'd
She
she?
was-
She ghosted us.
She was there for the entire time. And she was our translator. She spoke to English so that foreigners, not just Americans, but other foreigners, because she advertised like, oh yeah, some Russians came over, some Germans, yada yada. Everybody speaks English. So,
like, it was like she ghosted us because we would be constantly WeChatting her and all this stuff, and then it was
WeChatting being like a
didn't see
chatting
her
program on
again.
the phone. But yeah, we were texting her and we had like close contact with her for everything.
Yeah.
She translated all the doctor visits, all the prenatal visits. She was there. It's like, okay, come this way. She would lead us through the hospital, handhold us the entire time, and
Yeah,
then
she was great.
she didn't come.
We really
Did she
loved
come to
her.
see the baby?
I think she saw the baby, but she was there when the baby was born. She saw the baby before you did.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so that was the delivery. Then we stayed in the hospital for 7 days with the doula, like we said, and then we went home. We also wanted to talk about the floating babies and vaccines. So these were like some new things that we saw that we hadn't seen in America. So there was one thing they did that week when we were at the hospital, where they took the newborns and they put a little flotation device around their neck, like a circular one. But Freya was small, so they had to put like stuff like a shirt in there to make it tight enough, and they let them float around in the water.
Yeah, that was
So
weird.
it's like floaty here, and they're just like in
was
the
called-
water, and they like wash
It's called like
them.
a baby massage.
Yeah, and it was like a viewing area, so all the
Yeah.
moms and grandmas, everyone's out there like looking at the
All
babies.
the families are there. They're like, oh, look at the babies
Oh my
swimming around.
goodness.
拿着这里这么
洗了，
洗完了，
这个洗个澡，
洗完了，
哎
找你
刚刚洗完，
这把我
让小毛毛一样洗。
他是对。小心点啊！
能拿个口罩下来。
So we thought that was so weird. I think we had seen it before at the mall, but I thought it was so weird. Like, why would
At the
people
mall?
do that?
Oh yeah, I did for older children.
But it's so cute. It was so cute to see her in there. I don't know. It was very, I don't know. It was so cute. And then they dress them. And anyway, so that
I
was
still
one
don't know
thing.
what purpose was, but it's advertised as like a water
It
massage.
happened a few times, maybe like 2 times.
It happened a couple times. You only saw the one. I got it on video, but I don't know if we still have that
We
footage.
might have it. If we have it, I'll throw it in. And then the vaccines. So it's probably the same as it is here, but there were, I think, some different ones, or maybe they're in different orders. And there was one, do you know the one that she got that it
TB,
gives everybody a
tuberculosis.
scar? Yeah, so she has a scar.
In China,
on her arm.
tuberculosis is still a problem, so she had the vaccine for that. It's pretty standard procedure over there to get it, and you'll always have a scar. And there's different countries have different ways of administering it. I think people have some weird scars over like dots and stuff, but for her, it was just one in her arm.
So
So
she
she's got a
always
little
had that scar.
scar dot.
She passed
Sleep.
out. She's sleeping. And then, was there any other new things you can think of? Or like
Yeah.
differences?
I was going to get the vaccines. There was one time I don't think it was it at, I can't remember.
Where
if
they
it was-
tried to take her, go in her head? Was that the one?
I
There
think
was
so.
one time where is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know if that was because we did the initial newborn vaccines, but then there's vaccines after like a month and a 2-month session, and after we did our initial birth vaccinations, you were released, and then we had to go to somewhere else. Went to the children's hospital somewhere else
To get the follow.
to get the following ones. I don't remember if it's at the children's hospital or if it was at the newborn hospital, but there was a time when I saw a kid getting their something taken out of their head. They had a needle poke into their head, and it freaked me out. I think it was either blood taking or something. And I kept thinking, are they gonna try to do that for Freya? That's not happening. That is not happening. They're not sticking a needle in her head. That is not happening. No, no.
Oh yeah, another thing is how small Freya was. So she was a small baby.
And she was under 6
And
pounds. so-
yeah, and also Chinese babies are huge. Like,
Oh yeah.
those babies are like the Michelin
Every baby we
Man,
saw, their
like,
heads are like huge.
the logo thing, like they're huge.
Or at least the
chunky
Wuhan
babies.
Chinese babies.
Huge heads. Like, I don't understand how these huge babies are coming out of these tiny women. And so compared to them, Freya was like anorexic baby or something, and they would always suggest like more,
Give
feed
more.
her more,
Feed her
give
more.
her more.
She's malnutrition. Feed her more.
So that was funny. Like, at first I was like really concerned, but then I just realized like those babies are just bigger. Like she's just on a different curve than them. But it's kind of worked itself out because she's kind of slim, like us, I guess. She's on a slimmer curve as far as like her weight, but height wise she's super tall. So she's got 'em on the height.
She's 87 percentile.
Okay, so overall rating, I thought it was a great experience. You know, I never once did I really get scared or think like we weren't in good hands or anything like that. I was very comfortable with it, and I'm happy that we had our baby in China. I would love to do it again. I think if we delivered over there, it would be great. Okay.
Fourth time is a charm.
All right, we finished the video finally.
Kinda.
And yeah, we realized that we didn't really like wrap it up. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. Hopefully our family and friends like it, that they get to kind of see what it was like over there.
Right, Freya?
Anywho.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, bye.
Yes.